Hello, everyone. It's Yogi here. I hope you're well. Happy Monday. I totally lost track which day it is of of the week. So happy Monday, and I hope you're really, really well and have been enjoying your day, and you're ready for a spot of stitching with me. So yes, yesterday we stitched the bunny peas and in a cake shop, and today we're back to another cake shop, and this one is by Aimee Stewart, and the name, as it says, suggests on the title, is a little cake shop. Okay, so no surprises there. So let me show you the markup if you've never seen this one before. And look at this. Absolutely gorgeous. And so this piece I started over 2 years ago, maybe close to 3 years. And I started off stitching the quick stitch version, which is kind of a cropped version around the center there, and it was really, really adorable. And then I decided to do the full size and never looked back. So throughout the years, I kind of, obviously my projects increase, and I keep coming back stitching this piece. And just recently, I finally got to the juicy part, the cakes. So let me show you my app here. So I started from upper level, so you can probably understand. There's a lot of ceiling, a lot of wall there, and yes, finally I got to the cakes. Only the recent few weeks, so I'm really, really excited. And so in terms of the percentage, let's have a look. 15%. It's actually not bad at all. And so I'm very, very happy with that. And this is the max color, regular size max color. And let me just quickly erase the last session as usual. And so the number of colors is 238. And let me just start a new sprint here, right in front of you. So starting from 0. Yes, 2 colors short of the maximum, which is 240. And I'm just curious about the number of stitches I've done, actually. So if you look at the number here, I've done 53,400. I think that's correct, right? 53,400, just over 3-year period. So yeah, so this is my progress for this piece. I'm really patient because this piece is actually extremely confetti. So it takes time. Every single item on this pattern takes time to stitch. But of course, I want to say hello to you. Happy Monday, and happy to Rajal. Rajal says, hi everyone, happy Monday, stay warm, especially in New York area. It's bad. So New York is having another snowstorm as well. Oh dear. Yes, yesterday we brought out the snow chasing bunnies, and hopefully that helped a little bit. And I hope everybody is wrapped up nice and warm, and stay safe, stay safe. And Sarah says, oh, new quote from Sarah. Sarah says, life is better when you cry a little, laugh a lot, and are thankful for everything you've got. And absolutely, be grateful is the beginning of happiness, I think. Totally agree. Thank you, Sarah. And Anna is also here as well. She says, hello, lovely people. And top 3 to report to the chat. And we also have Clara. Welcome, Clara. And Chelsea's reporting from Work Club. And I hope you're enjoying the work. And, listen to us. And Susan is also here. Hello. And Grace as well. And I think that's Chrissy. Chrissy says, happy stitchy day. Every day is stitchy day. And Crafty Chicken is back with us. How good to have you. And Crafty Chicken says, I'm already 619 stitches today. Oh dear, oh dear. And this, our stitching session has just started. Amazing. And Suzanne, hello. And Nikki's back. Hello, darling. How are you? How was your cruise? I think Nikki has been on a 1 week long cruise. And wonderful to have you back. And nice and safe. And Auntie Crazy is here as well. Happy Monday, she says. Hello, Auntie Crazy. And let's have a look. Cassie is joining us as well. And Janine as well. And Love Drunk. Betty Hankins. And Laura is saying hello to everybody. And it's a Coyote. Coyote, hello. And watching from Ohio, she says. Amazing. Thank you for joining me today. And so, Little Cake Shop. I'm really happy every time I look at my little cake here. Let me just zoom in and bring on my work mode. My app here. Yes, it's extremely colorful. And majority of my webs are max colors, but each chart is so different in terms of the confetti level. And this one, I have to confess, it's probably the highest when it comes to confetti. It's totally relentless. And even the background, the wall, the ceilings, a lot of color changes. So it's quite a challenge if you're going for the max color version. And so here we go. So I think, first of all, I'm stitching on 25 count fabric here. And I'm stitching with DMC 1/1. Okay. No controversy there. And I think today I am going to continue with this area. I've been working on these beautiful cakes for a few sessions now. And today I want to fill in, there are some colors, they're slightly paler, sort of veering into the air stitching area. So I've been trying to escape from them. But today, I have to face up with the reality and maybe do a little bit of, lighter colors as well and start to fill in this area. It's looking so colorful and really exciting. So look at that. I think there's a whole bunch of blue flowers happening there. So I would like to stitch a little bit of that as well. So let's go. And guys, let me know what you're stitching with me today. It's Monday, it's the beginning of a new week. And every day is a new beginning, I know. But, Monday is special. I know not a lot of people like Monday. You have Monday blue. And a lot of people, I think Monday is probably the day that people call in sick most. Which I can totally understand. Particularly have a really nice weekend. You're just feeling tired and you want to stay home and do some stitching, So, well, I hope you enjoy whatever you do, wherever you are. And definitely stay safe. Stay safe. So, mini cross country. So it has been my stitching method for this piece for quite a while. I think I started off parking, but for some reason, I just decided this piece is better. Just mini cross country. So this is what I'm doing here. I like to fill in these loose stitches and start to, complete the cakes, if possible. So a lot of ninja stitches, okay, so I'll need to be patient. But I want to start with a color that's got a few more stitches to play with, to warm up these little hands. Okay, this one looks fantastic. So this is 778, 778, 778. It's a pink, light pink. So this is the one. There you go. And I'm doing my best to cross-reference the swatch as well, just in case. And Vaduhi, hello. Good to see you. And Diana Smith as well. And Sarah, your marathon, have you finished the marathon? I think it should be finished by the weekend, right? Last weekend. And have you got a winner? I know it's not a competition. Just wondering how everybody's doing. So Sarah, she was running a 48-hour, I think it's up here, 48-hour marathon for everyone. So quite a few brave souls actually joined it. And let me just zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. Here we go, 778. 778. Where am I exactly? This is how we started today. Seriously, I've been running around today, so finally get to settle down here, stitching with you. So bear with me for a few moments. I need to figure out where I am first. There you go. Alison Rennie says, good evening, everyone. Sarah says 23 hours is like a part-time job. What are we talking about here? This one's lovely pink, but quite pale as well, so I need to be mindful. And Susan is stitching 9 p.m. It's the name of the project. And Natty, hello. Natty says, hello, beautiful people. I'm going to be working on Dragon Race into the night. Wow, that sounds epic. Suzanne says, my fabric came today. So Studio Ghibli start House Moving Castle. Suzanne is a great fan of the it's a Ghibli studio. I only learned about it through the chat, actually. I'm not that familiar with anime. But it's very, very fun pieces. Kashi Denny, hello, hello. Welcome back. Vadu has been sick. I hope you're a lot better now. So sending my love to you. You know, sometimes we have regular stitchers coming in and suddenly you don't see them anymore and you kind of wonder what happened. Just hoping that maybe they're just taking a break or whatever. But you just don't know. Mandy Moran, hello. And Sarah is focusing on Monarch this week. Ooh, focus piece of the week. And Brittany, hello. Brittany, it's a Monday. Brittany says, I'm working on a retired mini appointment with a maker. What? That sounds delightful. What a delightful title. And she says, I'm sure most people know what it looks like. I don't actually. Appointment with a maker. Oh dear. And Betty Hankins says, I started my angry donkey, chanted by Zana. It's like a decoding Betty's decoding, you know, the chat's comment. I think this is Dana. Is it Zana Crosswell? Okay, fair enough. One, two. I lost my spot again. Here we go. I've got it. I've got it. And the tension for this fabric is perfect today. Hey, Michelle. Michelle Fuller is here. Michelle says, I need to post my last two marathons. Two marathon days. Yes, Michelle was part of a marathon, weren't you? And she says, I made it into 32 hours and started strong. I had to take care of, oh dear, that's right, Michelle. Yes, Michelle had to go for emergency to help a friend. And she says, I totally enjoyed it. Thanks for organizing. I hope everything's working out well for your friend. Yes, it was really, really sad. And I hope you're looking after yourself as well. It can be very emotional. Sending all my love to you. And Brittany says, I also got two new pieces of 36 counts. So I might start something new today. Wow. Because Brittany just had a birthday start not very long ago, a few days ago. But why not? Every day is a new day. You don't need excuses to start new pieces. If you want to, go for it. So Sarah did 47 hours. Wow, but Sarah is stitching quite long hours every day anyway, like 7 hours a day. So, 8 hours a day for the marathon's like nothing. It's just one of those days. Janine says, I have some air stitching I need to do on Marvelous Circus and that I've been avoiding. Yes, I do. I try to avoid it as well, just discreetly, just keep stitching bright colors. Yes, sometimes we have to, just come back and face the reality. And yes, Janine and me, we can do some air stitching tonight together. We have like emotional support from the chat. Lucy says I'm working on Supersize Max Color Blanket Fort by Aimee Stewart. I think Chrissy just started this one, haven't you? And she says I put in over 900 stitches since last night. Oh dear. And Chrissy says I started in the center. There's so much confetti. But I wouldn't have it any other way. I know. You know, I talk about confetti, you know, heavy and stuff like that. But ultimately, this piece, I just had to do it max color. So you know, I accept the challenge. It's part of the journey. Amira, hello. Brittany says I posted in the group for you to see. What did you post? Hang on. I can have a quick look. What Brittany posted. Ah, okay. So this is meeting your appointment with the maker. Let me just make it a little bit brighter here for you. I've never seen this one actually, and yes, as spooky as I thought it would be. Oh dear. So this guy is meeting his maker, is he? Oh, poor guy. Maybe we can rescue him. Can we send a bunny to save him? To say, hello, come back this way. Like that. But yes, I mean, this piece is very Britney, isn't it? Almost monochrome. It's got greenish kind of, you know, colors. And yes, it's really beautiful, but definitely I just know it's not something that I'm able to stitch. No chance. Alison's working on Baby Doll. Oh, Alison says Kim Jacobs has a new piece. Really? Like a new one? New one. I'm very scared to check it out. I do like Kim Jacobs. Oh, it's called Cobblestone Toy Store. Oh dear. Hi, Lynn. And Laura says, I've got new glasses and they're giving me headache. Oh dear, so the prescription. It's probably a prescription. You better fix it. And she says, so simply long dog sampler for me. Yes, be mindful with the prescription. If it's giving you headaches, definitely change it. Anna says I have a lot of air stitching too, so no worries. When you when the most is done, you can enjoy the colors more. Yes, it's a bit of it's kind of divide and conquer, isn't it? If you just dive straight in and do acres of light colors, I don't think I'll survive it. I'll just hate it. But if I just, you know, I like to have the option to kind of escape from it if I'm not in the mood, but go back to it when I'm ready, you know. But then I have a very similar strategy with air stitching and, you know, background stitching. Sometimes their patterns, they're just very similar colors for a certain area of the pattern, like the background or ceiling, whatever. And it can be, you know, kind of challenging for my brain as well. So I think confetti and air stitching and also areas that's got a lot of the same colors, that they can be equally challenging. So Suzanne has done 27 hours and 35 minutes for the marathon, and the total number of stitches 3,700, well, 3,739. That's tremendous. That's a lot of stitches in 6 days. One, two, three. This is nice warm up here. And just let me take a sip of my coffee and let me know what you're drinking for your power stitching session. I've got my, and the usual, naked coffee, black coffee with nothing else in it. Still really hot. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. Crafty Chicken says, I don't understand how I can enjoy doing monochrome pieces entirely in black, but this piece for me, this piece for my mom, 10,000 stitches of black looks like torture. Wow. So I'm guessing it's probably the hair. Yes, Susan, it's a little bit Jack the Ripper, isn't it? If it's a Jack the Ripper, then yes, he can meet his maker. I have no issues with that. Anna says, I have 13,000 and over 13,000 stitches blank on white fabric. It's pure hell. Yes. But you know, I only learned very recently there's such a thing as white work. So I think it was maybe, trying to recall, it was Chelsea. She did, because, you know, I've been exploring black work and she introduced me to white work. So it's basically working white thread on white fabric by choice. I don't know. Okay, I am going to Oh, in fact, there are a couple of stitches here. Oh no, don't worry. I don't want to travel too far. 778, going back. Hi, Lynn. And walkaways here as well. Yes, it's got that Victorian, you know, vibe. Either Sherlock Holmes, Jack the Ripper, that kind of vibe. All right, I'm going to come in and do a few ninja stitches. Now I'm warmed up a little bit. I have the courage to tackle these loose stitches. It has to be done, right? Air stitching, ninja stitching. Here we go. 553. 553. 553. Yes. I can do it. I can do it. So with ninja stitches, I'm going to zoom in even more. There's only one stitch. Well, actually two, but in slightly different locations. Whoops. Sometimes single stitch can take longer time to do, more fiddly to do than 10 stitches altogether. It's weird. Because you have to start the stitch, you need to end the stitch. All at the same time. Trying to tease this bit off. Hang on, let me see if I can just adjust my hoop a little bit. That's better. And there's one more here. 1, 2. Oh, this bit is not. I don't think it's matching what's on my app here. What's happening here? This one should be 1, 2, 3. Okay. Vaduhi. Oh, Vaduhi is asking a really good question here. Let's have a look. Chad, everybody, guys, look at this. But Vaduhi says, so Yogi, which of your project is close to the finish, if any? If any is the key part of this question. Yes, I think Vaduhi's been away for a few days and she's forgotten who she's talking to. If any, no, none. Vaduhi. Okay, I'm so sorry. But you know, It's the situation. None of them. None of them. Well, actually, no. I was going to say my black work piece, but it's not true. It's going really well, but the 100 blocks, I've only done 20, so. So if I do hear that, my answer is a big fat 0. That's it. 553, 553. And also being close to something is a concept. It's relative, isn't it? It feels close to completion. It doesn't mean it's being completed. It's going to be completed anytime soon in this century. Betty is drinking lemonade flavor water, and Suzanne is drinking bubble water. Sarah Pepper 0. Oh, Dr. Pepper 0. And Brittany's drinking delicious blueberry scone flavor. What? Blueberry scone flavor coffee. What is that? Scone as in scone. All right. I'm going to do a few more of these ninja ones. 647. 647. Just one stitch, literally. So there are 2 here. That one. And this piece is full of ninja stitches. Tons and tons. Okay, 647. And Laura says, "Oh, but hang on. So Laura, you're doing long dog. I didn't know long dog has got so many stitches." Laura says, 100 what? 103,000. I think it's nearly 104,000 stitches in the long dog piece. That's really, really big. I didn't know they were that big. That's a lot of stitches. Lynn says, "Yogi, it was so nice to have a visit from Dolly last night. She was purring lovely." I know, we had a last minute visit from Dolly because we were talking about her behind her back, and I think she just had enough and just came in and started purring as usual. I know. Hi, Sidrit. And Chelsea Summer says the new Kim Jacobs is cute. Oh, I'm scared. I have to have a look. Maybe I'm going to have a browse. I'm really curious. And she says, I added it to my wish list, but the colors aren't singing to me, so probably wait for it for a bit. Let's have a look. I'm really curious because I'm a fan. I'm a great fan of Kim Jacobs. So it's on Heaven and Earth. Hang on. I'll show it to you. Oh dear. I knew it. Because this year we're going to have a lot more. Oh, interesting. Oh my goodness. Yes, it does look very Kim Jacobs. So let me show it to you. Okay, do not worry. I will share it with you. Let me see if I can find a bigger picture. Can you see that? Wow. Oh. Oh dear. Look at this. So if I zoom out, it looks something like that. So this looks very much Kim Jacobs to me. And but I love the little objects. Oh man. And there's a little cat there. And a duck. I don't know what that is. It's a sheep. Oh my goodness. And a little dragon there. Oh, it's flying around. Hang on. Let me see if I can do this. Wow, that's a lot going on. Yes, Clara says, I love it. Kim Jacobs' new chart is gorgeous. I know, I know. And Nikki says, when are you starting? When are you starting, Nikki? And you haven't told me anything about your cruise. Seriously. And oh dear. I love it, actually. But I'm slightly worried, and I think it's valid. I'm slightly worried about the color scheme because the quoting room comes to mind because and Kim Jacobs love her frames, doesn't she? She puts a frame on everything, and so it looks lovely, but it does remind me a little bit of the quoting room because when I saw the quoting room mock-up, I didn't realize it was going to be so light to stitch, like, you know, the color palette. And it was challenging. It was challenging. So Clara's drinking decaf Diet Coke. Sidri says for sure needs a darker fabric. Otherwise it's going to be air stitching glow. But the thing is, if you're stitching very light colors, you don't want darker background showing through. You don't want fabric to show through. So that's the dilemma. Nikki says went to Honduras and Mexico. Made it out in time before it all went down. Oh, there's some stuff going on in Mexico, isn't there? I didn't watch very carefully in terms of the details, but I think there's some kerfuffle going on there. And we're really happy that you're nice and safe and back home. Okay, one stitch, 0.6, 0.6. Oh dear, I don't. Do I have 6? I do, yes. It's one of the first 35 colors. Sal says, I really like it too, but such light colors. Yes. Interesting. It's such a fun piece, though. It's got so many really fun objects. Chelsea Summer says, it feels like a navy fabric will be pretty for it. But do you not think the background, the blue, is going to show through? Well, depending on what fabric count you're doing. Hey, Phoebe. Samantha says looks like a lot of air stitching in some places, or maybe all places. Samantha, it's strange because air stitching for this piece, for instance, there's some pale colors, and yes, it can be challenging to stitch. But I think with Kim Jacobs pieces, very often it feels like you kind of keep stitching and stitching. Nothing is really coming through until maybe if you actually complete that area. So for instance, this cake, there's some stitches I haven't completed, but it's looking like something, right? It's looking like sort of cake kind-esque kind of shape. But with Kim Jacobs patterns, for instance, I was stitching a sewing machine. So sewing machine is quite a strong, it's got strong definition. It's a sewing machine. It's darker, but still, it took ages for me to feel like something is taking shape, if that makes sense. And it's very interesting because if you look at the mock-up, it doesn't look like it's going to be that challenging. Am I even stitching at the right spot? I think I am. Question mark. Question mark. Okay, number 6. Heather says I'll take out the frame and stitch it on an over-dye blue-purple fabric. Yes, I do question. I'm starting to question, actually, because I'm one of those stitchers that, I probably would never crop out any part of the design unless it's a quick stitch. Okay, so it comes like that. But with the frames, I'm starting to question, why do you need to put a frame around the picture? Is it necessary? Three seven two seven, because it's got nothing to do with the picture. 3727. There. Whoops. There. 3727. Samantha says, can you get CXC in the first 35 colors? Or is it only DMC? Good question. I think you can. I think Susan got a set from Amazon UK, but they're not that commonly sold. Most of the times, most companies, they do the full set, not including the first 35, but I think you can. So in my case, if I come across the first 35 colors, 35 numbers with CXC, I just swap, I just cheat with DMC. Oh, actually, I've got a few more stitches here. I forgot. 3727. 3727. I'm going to bring it back. Got a few stitches here. Chelsea says I stitch because I find, oh, is replying to Yusuf mother. Really profound question. What makes you happy in cross stitch? And Chelsea says I stitch because I find a repetitive motion relaxing, and I don't have to think about what colors to fix, just follow the pattern. Yes, I think that's the difference between cross stitching and embroidery. I do enjoy embroidery as well, but embroidery, it requires a lot more, how do I put it? You have to be more focused, and also probably you need to practice a lot more. You need more skills. The skill level is a little bit higher. And the great thing about cross stitching is it's very accessible. If you can stitch across, you can do cross stitching. And most people can stitch across. Natty says, how many Kim Jacobs do you have, Yogi? I have dry flowers. I have Valentine's Nook, which I have not touched for a little bit. I was hoping to bring it out for the Valentine's, but I totally forgot. And I've got the quoting room, of course. Have I got more? I'm trying to think. I think that's it. But I do have a pattern that I have not worked on. That's by Kim Jacobs as well. And that is the bakery, the cobblestone bakery. But I've got a mini version, which I'm not convinced about. So if I ever work on that piece, I would probably get a full size. But you know that there's one I really want as well, Natty. That's by Kim Jacobs. I have not bought it yet, but it's called You guys probably know, what is it called? It's like a shop with pets, and it's got a lot of items as well. It's the title is called something seeds and something like that. Some of you probably have it. That one I really want because it's on my wish list, but I kind of, have a look at it from time to time to see if I still like it, and I just really like it. But it's probably similar kind of situation with this new piece we've just seen. It's really, really beautiful, but I do, I am slightly concerned on how easy it is to stitch the pattern. Feeds and seeds. Yes, Suzanne. Yes, that's it. That's it. Yes, I really like that piece. I really like that piece. Other than there's one part of the pattern I don't like because I think it's a bunny they put inside a cage, which I don't like. But all right, next one. I just want the bunnies to be free. I'm gonna pick one that's got more than one stitch for a change. How about this one? Okay. Or maybe this one. Oh, that's a lot better. Yes, stronger color. 349. 349. Had to say it's for a cake shop piece. I'd be tempted to stitch on a light aqua fabric and not stitch the ceiling. But Heather, there is a quick stitch version that's kind of pretty much focused on the shop, the shop display around the center there. So it crops out the ceiling, the wall. Walkaway says lots of these artists sell for postcards or puzzles, and the frames aren't going to cost extra work. That's quite true. It's only when you try to stitch it. Nikki says I got arrow in the first 35 from Naughty Unicorn. I think, the amount of first sort of 1 to 35 colors that I've come across, they're very few stitches, not a huge quantity. So it's very easy to just blend in other threads. It's not going to be noticeable. Hi, Rose. Hello, hello. No. Walkway says we like our bunnies outside of cages, buying cakes and candies in a blue suit. Exactly. Yes. Set them free. Heather says maybe the cages keep the foxes out rather than the bunnies in. No, it's a shop. It looks like some sort of shop or storage, and it's got all sorts of items. I think the bunny is being sold as one of the shop items. I know it's a little bit sad. Maybe that's why I haven't got the pattern. I'm just not sure about that part. I'm going to be very sad if I have to when I'm stitching that part, if ever. Trying to perform a May 51 ending. Um, 349, 349. Suzanne says I had a pet rabbit for about 12 years and he would be out of his cage during the day, but at night I had to put him away so he would get in this stuff. I'm not sure about the last bit. I probably misread it. See you later, Brittany. Nancy says, I've been debating on getting a Valentine nook. Yes, I've got a mini version, and it's quite sweet. It's quite sweet, but the color scheme is quite light as well, I have to say. Well, it's very much King Jacobs. So other than dry flowers, I find the colors, in comparison, they're quite strong comparing to other pieces. Let me pick one more color here. I did promise I was going to do a little bit, as stitching, but let me just play with some strong colors like pink colors. 601. Oh, walk away. Walk away says I'm waiting to hear back from our vet. My cat is very sick and is being diagnosed. Oh, I'm praying. I'll be praying for your little cat there. 17 years old. Wow. You're doing a great job. Yes, Suzanne is working on Valentine Nook as well. I think you're working on 14 count, aren't you? So I started off with that piece doing 14 counts with DMC, and I wasn't happy with it. I just felt the stitches just come out a little bit shiny with DMC. So I decided to work on to restart the piece with CXC and smaller stitches, higher fabric count. I think it was 22 count. Let me just move this down a little bit. Hi, Rochelle. Good to see you. Rochelle says, last stitch on my black avocado work. Now I can go back to my traveling library. You finished it. Amazing. Yes, I love to see a picture. Lynn says, Yogi, Nikki's quiet. Do you think she has seasickness? I think, I think, I think Nikki's not on a boat anymore, not on a ship anymore. So, Nikki, were you okay with the seasickness? I mean, Nikki claims she's kind of, they're cruise people. They cruise all the time, no problem. So Suzanne, the bunny was in a cage for its own protection. I see. I never had rabbits ever, so I have no idea what's involved. Yes, Janine, Kim Jacobs has a really, really nice new piece. So Janine's so Janine's not home. Janine's is waiting in the Walmart parking lot for hubby. Then I'll get home and I can chat more. Okay, the husband is doing his routine Walmart shopping, getting some power tool bits, all essentials. One, two. Nikki says, I felt the boat rocking all day yesterday, but I'm fine now. Oh, so when you get off the boat, you can still feel like things are moving. I feel like that when I run on treadmill. If I run on a treadmill for a little while and come off, it needs some time to kind of readjust. And also ice skating as well, I remember, if I ever go to ice skating rings. Ginny. Let me just double check. Something doesn't look right here. Look, 1, 2. So there are a few stitches I have not marked. So these ones, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so there are a few stitches I did not mark it last time for some reason. Let me just quickly fix that. I think these ones. No. That looks weird. Okay. So there's some discrepancy between the chart and my fabric. Let me have a look. Okay, that looks better. Hi, Captain Squirrel. Good morning. Nido says, I have 5 bunnies that are free roaming, but they come in at night when I call them. So they're roaming outside, do they? That's really nice. And they come home at night. That's wonderful. But I think bunnies, they like to chew things, don't they? I remember I had a friend that had a bunny. They're different types, but yes, apparently they can be quite destructive. They chew stuff like remote control, slippers, you name it. That's a very good question, Janine. Janine says, are bunnies affectionate? Never had one, never petted one. I don't think I have either. Come to think of it. I knew people. I knew I had a couple of friends that kept bunnies. I don't know what type of bunnies, but yes, I don't know whether they're cuddly. Can you hug them? And I think bunnies, they eat plants, don't they? They're vegetarian. Oh, Rochelle, have you posted your avocado piece? Let's have a look. Yes, Rochelle is working on a avocado work piece. Oh, fancy. So you finished it. Hang on. So let's have a look. So this is Chelsea's piece. So Chelsea is working on the same chart as me with the black work. But, oh, you've got a frame as well. So Chelsea has been, not Chelsea, Rochelle has been improvising with the piece. So this piece, the four piece, it's got 100 squares. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 by 7. 49. 49. So it's about half of what the chart has got. Very clever. So you kind of alternating different colors from purple to avocado. So it's not strictly avocado. So it's avocado with grapes and strawberries. How's that? And I like the frames. Very clever. Very clever. So why didn't you want to do the 4 piece? Have you? Because they're different kind of, little squares, fun squares to do. Maybe you can do another one. You can do one more, part 2, sequel of this piece. That's very nice, Rochelle. They like to chew, don't they, bunnies? Oh, Natty says bunnies are the best. They're snuggly and loving. Missing my blizzard binks. Wow, is that the breed? So they're cuddly and they recognize people. I bet they do. Jeanine, I think that's animal abuse. Jeanine says, Jeanine says, I have a guinea pig when I was young. I would turn him upside down and he would make weird noises. So I always did it. Jeannie, that's not nice. And she says he probably hated it when I did it to him. Poor thing. I bet. Being turned upside down, Ginny. Don't do that. Okay. But Janine was very, very young. Okay. So surely she wouldn't do that anymore. Not now. Janine? Lynn says, Yogi, my guinea pigs are house trained. They're very clean animals. Their favorite place is under the radiator in the summer. They go outside, just like cats then. Cats love radiator. Very nice. Lynn's got 2, haven't you? They're very cute. 601. Let me take a sip of my coffee. Oh, Betty says the only drawback to bunnies is when babies are born, mothers can well make dinner of one or more after they're born. Really? I thought they were vegetarians. Wow. Why will he do that? Rochelle says, I have a frame that will fit it. They will fit in. So no need to spend money on framing. Yes, I may go back and do another one. Yes, very nice. Do a part too. Because I love stitching those, you know, different squares. It's so much fun. Hi, Wild Fox. So can bunnies be house trained in a sense? Do they use something like a litter tray or something? Can you train them to do that? Wild Fox says, I have 2 chinchillas. So soft and adorable. I think Travis has got one as well. Our gentleman stitcher. Okay. I keep trying to escape stitching. Let me come back, okay? I did promise. I'm gonna do some air stitching. Okay then, here it comes. 3033. 3033. Air stitching coming up. 2 stitches. 2 stitches. Rochelle says that they were very fun. I'm glad you introduced this to us. Yes, I'm really happy to actually stitch black work. Never in my wildest dreams, because I didn't even know black work existed. So 2 stitches here. It is air stitching. Okay, guys. I am actually stitching. I promise. Where am I? Here. 1. So 1, 2. I am actually stitching with real threads. Okay? I know you can't see it, but I am stitching. There you go. Look at these 2. I can't even see it. Nah. Nido says, yes, Bunny can be trained to go into litter box. That's better. Because imagine they just go around the house and just freestyling, you know? That's not good. Okay then. 3770. 3770. Laura says, my grandpa used to keep rabbits when he passed. There were so many. Oh, do they breed really quickly? Do you need to neuter them or anything like that? And Laura says, didn't know till many years later my uncle and cousin set them free in golf course. Wow. Can they survive in the wild by themselves? Just set free. Grandad was probably crying, from the other side. Wow, this is a little bit tricky. Let me have a look. Where am I exactly? I'm trying to find the stitch. One, two. It's here. You can't even tell if I can't even tell the difference between stitches and just the fabric because the colors are so similar. There you go, one stitch. I hope that's worth it. Seriously. One stitch. Okay. Let me just take it over there. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit more. Natty says, my bunny's very, very well house trained. Taught him to not chew on things, how to use litter box, and he knew when it was time to eat and sleep. Best part I ever had. Really? So you can train them not to chew things. Well, well done. It's like trying to get cats not to scratch things. It's not easy. Needle says they usually eat their young. When they were extremely stressed, or the babies are deformed or born sick. I think it's known in animal kingdom, if they have offsprings that kind of come out, either have some sort of illnesses or deformed or whatever. Their instinct is to abandon them. But I'm not aware they would just eat them for reasons other than that. That's a little bit sad. The 3770. Oh, so they breed like crazy. My goodness. So you can have one bunny one day and you turn around a week later, you have 10. Nikki. Nikki does, she does have 5 girls, okay? Right. Wow. Very light color over here. Okay then. 3072. 3072. Okay, so I'm gonna start here. I am actually stitching, guys. I'm not doing air guitar, okay? I'm not. Look, can you see the thread? If you're doing air stitching, you're not alone. So today is the air stitching support group. Susan, no, Susan just showing off now. Susan says I'm doing 310. How dare you, Susan? You're supposed to join in. Lynn says, Yogi, when people are when people get trampled by cows, like who? When does that happen? We don't get that in London. And Lynn says most times it's a female protecting the calf. They're very protective. Yes, I would, I would think so. That's the instinct, isn't it? If they ever sort of abandon their offsprings, normally is when there's something really wrong going on with them. They probably wouldn't do that willy-nilly. Not because they're hungry. Just, oh, I just like a snack. A little bit of snacky. Jonathan, come over here. Well, I hope not. Oh, Suzanne, 99. Have a lovely, lovely sleep. Yes, go to bed and rest. And sweet dreams. Sweet dreams to Suzanne. Hi, Anne. Susan says he's a nice guy, so technically air stitching. Yes. It's a sky stitching. Nice guy stitching. Doesn't count. It's dark. I've got a lot of nice guy with my sleep time piece. That's not air stitching. Okay, Susan? We have standards here. Look, can you even see the stitches? They're here. They're here. But I'm sure it's going to just turn out beautiful. I mean, you know, you need the highlights, and the highlights tend to be lighter. But you need it. You need to focus a little bit. I'll probably lose my way very easily. Okay. And that's 2 stitches from the left. There. These are the stitches. Well, I think when you're doing really light stitches like this, the borders, the gridding becomes a problem sometimes, because if you're stitching, you know, try to find stitches that is they're on the grey borders. A lot of times I can't even tell if that stitch has been done or not, because of the grey background. No. Three zero seven two. 3072. Let me check my chart here. Maybe. Okay. Yes, I was thinking, you know, if I start doing the area outside, like air stitching area, to give it more definition before I come back and do layer stitching, it might be easier. That's my cunning theory. Here we go. 152. So I'm going to follow the outline of this one. 4, 1, so the Kim Jacob piece, I think it's probably regular color, right? I have not checked. So it might take some time before the max color comes out. Laura says, if you stitch 310 on black fabric, is it considered air stitching? It's not called air stitching, it's called going blind. That's a different, slightly different kind of technique. I don't know which one is harder, white on white or black on black. And why? Why would you want to stitch black on black? Could imagine if if Sarah's stitching black on black fabric, yay, that'd be one hell of a challenge. Right, so the new chart is actually regular color. That's what they normally do. I don't think they ever come out as max colors. It's always come out. New chart is always regular. One, two. So my strategy, I think, because this side of the second cake, the green cake here, this area is completely air stitching, right? So what I'm trying to do is to stitch the ones outside the outline here to create a definition, and it's going to help me a little bit more, I think, when I come back to stitch the invisible stitches. This is my cunning plan. I don't know if it's gonna work out. You know, air stitching is still air stitching. Sarah says black on black is fun. I know, it's fun for aliens. I mean, for me, it just sounds terrifying. Okay, so I'm gonna end my stitch here. I think with Kim Jacobs' piece, I don't know whether it's possible. You know, when you're working with images, there are filters that you can apply. Not filters, just effects. You can kind of adjust the contrast and stuff like that, can't you? It makes me almost want to make them the colors a little bit stronger, because the color scheme is beautiful, the design is beautiful, but I just wish the colors are stronger. I think this is why Aimee Stewart is so popular, because the colors are just so bright and so vibrant. But then again, this is Kim Jacobs. So I've got 3 stitches here. Hopefully I've got enough thread to get through it. Richard Morton says I had to do a lot of black on black for a dimensions kit for cats. It wasn't too bad. The black fabric was just slightly different than the thread. Wow. So I'm guessing the reason they stitch on black fabric is because it's not fully covered, right? So maybe the stitches just blend into the fabric there. It's got to be challenging though. No. 152. So there's a little bit of definition there. Let me just have a look. Oh dear. These stitches are so pale. Okay. Let me just turn on my markup here. Let me just have a look. Okay. Why don't I do this first? Okay, 368A. 368A. I'm trying to work out a strategy to tackle this. 368A. Right, so Rachel says part of the cat was black and the background was mostly black. Right, and it's called Captivating Felines from Dimensions. Interesting. So I'm going to do these pink ones on the outside. Hello, Rose. Rose and the Map Pie Stitcher is in the chat. Good morning. This is so colorful though. This is my dream pattern. Very challenging, but my dream pattern. So much fun. Oh, really? Susan says Frederick, the literate is supposed to be stitched on black Ada. Really? Does it come with black Ada? Wow. But why though? Because that piece, is it partially covered? It looks like a full coverage piece. And if that's the case, it probably doesn't matter what fabric, color fabric. But that's a little bit scary though, because a lot of dimensions kits, a lot of their patterns are not, kind of, they're designed for people who probably haven't stitched that much, for beginners and stuff like that. And to stitch on black fabric has got to be a little bit challenging if you're just starting stitching. I'm surprised they do that. Right, so it's not full coverage and it comes with black fabric. I didn't know that. Okay. So I'm kind of shaping the outline of this green cake there so it doesn't look as scary. Because if not, it just feels like the edge stitching just goes on and on. Three, 6, 8, 8. 3, 6, 8, 8. Let me have a sip of my coffee. And there's a kind of a red cake. I think this is a cake as well. No, it's some sort of base. I think it's a cake. I'm not sure. Delicious. Okay, so the next one is 3733. It's a pink as well. 3733. Is it chocolate time already? Oh yeah, yesterday, Susan, we had dolly time, but we didn't have chocolate time. I kept saying, okay, I'm gonna have a chocolate. And then I totally forgot. It's been like this for a few days. Yes, let me just do a couple of stitches and we're gonna stop for chocolate. Dominique, hello. Yes, Lynn, break time, break time. Let me just do 4 more stitches so I don't lose my way. And then we're going to stop and have a little snacky break. We have snacks so we can stitch more. Look, now it's looking a little bit less scary. I keep finding excuses. So I don't have to do layer stitching. I know. There. This is my cunning plan, okay? And let me just dock this stitch here so I know where to go when I come back. There. There you go. Chocolate time, guys. Chocolate time. Bring your own chocolate, okay? I do not supply chocolate for our stitchers. Bring your own. Let me just mark these ones. Oh, Dominique says, is it Anne that said she was from Quebec? I'm from Quebec too. Anne who? I think there's an Anne earlier on. Yes, Anne, if you're listening, you have a friend. Maybe there's a local library that you can get together, do a spot of stitching. Here we go. Chocolate time. And guys, yes, indeed, my situation with my chocolate has not improved. I'm still waiting for my buttons, okay? Until then, I'm having this one. It's delicious as well. It's different. I miss my buttons, but this is just as good. Robust dark chocolate, and it's almost finished. See? I opened this packet in front of you maybe over a week ago, and now look, it's got only 2 pieces left. So here we go. I do like the tin foil. Here we go. Listen to this. Ah, so nice. And so cheers, everyone. Let me know where you're snacking. Yum. Laura says my mother-in-law used to do a lot of dimensions kits, and she has a lot of finished embroidery pieces, and she said there were dimension kits that there were dimension kits as well, but I never saw dimensions embroidery kits. I'm trying to think. I don't. Yes, no. I think they're known for. Sorry, I'm having chocolate in my mouth. They're known for cross stitching, but depends on when we're talking about. Maybe once upon a time, they did embroidery as well. I think cross-stitching kits are maybe just more accessible for most people, because if you do a kit for embroidery and for people who never done embroidery, it's quite intimidating, I'm guessing. But cross-stitching is like, well, if you can do a cross, you can do cross-stitching. Samantha says, I'm peeling potatoes. That's very random, Samantha. Why would you be just randomly peeling potatoes? So is it snowing quite bad in Canada as well, in Quebec? Sarah says, I'm out of chocolate, having cheese crackers instead. That's fair. It's crunchy. It's delicious. Ah, okay. Laura says it must have been 40 years ago. Then it's entirely possible. They probably did some sort of embroidery kits. They probably discovered cross-stitching kits. They're probably more sellable. Samantha's making dinner. I kind of guessed that. Heather says it's more effective and efficient to peel potatoes systematically rather than randomly. Yes, random peeling is probably not ideal. Oh no, Rose. Rose says my husband volunteers in the charity shop. He said they got a couple of completed cross stitches yesterday, and a manager threw them in the garbage. Right, so completed pieces, and they just threw them in the trash. Oh dear, these people, they have no clue, have they? It's, you know, love and labor to finish a piece. And they just throw it away. Samantha's making pork chops with apple chutney, mashed potatoes and sauté green beans. Wow, meat and 2 veg. Very nice. Got one more bit left. Lindsay's spooky crackers with Sarah. Yes, Lynn does love her crackers and cheese. So yes, spooky crackers with Sarah. Very good, very good. Right, let me have a sip of my coffee. And we'll get back to stitching. I know, Ruth. You know, sometimes diamonds for us, for some other people, is just trash. Unfortunately, just the way it works. And vice versa. Who knows? You know, for people who have no clue about cross stitching, it has no value. Cheese and crackers. Very civilized. And cheese and crackers very often, they're being eaten instead of sweet treats, you know, instead of desserts. And that part I can never understand because, you know, main courses, they're savory most of the time. And sometimes you have dessert as well. And why would you want cheese and crackers at the end of a meal. I don't understand it. You know, by then you're probably pretty full. Why would you want to eat more crackers and cheese? Oh, really? Did I say wrong, Michelle? But that does happen as well. For instance, you know, if you break up with somebody, let's say you go out with someone and you just don't, you know, you don't want them anymore, and you release them back in a while, and they become someone else's, you know, really nice husband or boyfriend or whatever. So your trash can be someone else's treasure, and vice versa. Not talking from personal experience, of course. Ruth says I'll have to train my husband to rescue things like that. Yes, stitch pieces, and also, you know, imagine if for whatever reason, I'm sure a lot of people probably donate unstitched, you know, like stitching kits, etc. Imagine if they just throw them away, because for us they're treasure. Heather says cheese has enzymes that aid in digestion. Maybe, but crackers are so filling, because by the end of the meal you're quite full already, and also you've eaten a lot of savory food, probably some cheese as well. So you're having additional extra cheese, some crackers as well. I just don't get it. Okay, so now I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable coming back here and do this bit, because now I have the stitches on the outside to help me to identify my location. So this is my cunning plan, okay? Right. Oh my God, this is pretty much white. Slightly, sort of, you know, a tint of green, but 3757, 3756. 3756. But it has to be done, okay? It has to be done. It's all part of the journey. Part of the journey. So from here, Cassie says, I'm eating a chunk of mozzarella. No energy to cook dinner, a chunk of mozzarella. But there are different kinds. Are you eating the ones that's fresh mozzarella, or firmer ones? I think mozzarella, they tend to be quite soft. But I'm a little bit like that as well. If I'm really, really tired, but I just don't want to go hungry, then I'll just eat something that's so that requires minimum effort, and but it's going to just fill me up. So I'm not hungry. So sometimes I just have some peanuts or some tofu cubes. because normally I will fry some tofu cubes and just keep them in the fridge. So for other people, it might not look appetizing, but for me, it does the job. I just want to not feel hungry, and so I can go to bed or rest. Air stitching, yay! Jackie, hello. Jackie survived. Jackie says, hi everyone, checking in from La Blizzard. We're safe and still have powers, thankfully. Yesterday, Jackie, so the bunny's working. Because yesterday we got together, not just my bunny, we had multiple bunnies, storm chasing bunnies from the Stitchers. And yes, we're trying to keep you safe. And I'm really happy there's no power cut or anything. And today we have cakes. Samantha says there's always room for cheese. But cheese is quite filling as well. So if I'm not hungry, cheese is probably out of menu. But then again, I'm vegan anyway. But wow, it's got to be really bad for the kids to for the school to shut down for 2 weeks, Jackie. And I think when kids don't have to go to school, all the responsibilities come back to the parents. So I think the parents probably work overtime to take care of the kids. Kathy says, I can't sleep if I'm too hungry. Yes, same here. So sometimes if I'm really, really tired, I just want to be not hungry so I can sleep properly. Sarah says my husband is type 1 diabetic and has to have snack before bed so his blood sugar doesn't drop at night. Oh. So ice cream before bed. So that's the food of the choice before going to bed. Wow. But ice cream has got sugar. So type 1 is different from type 2. Type 1 is the one that you're born with, I think. No? I'm trying to figure out which is which. Oh, I lost my spot right here. Are you surprised? No. Here. Okay, got it, got it. One, two. I think during COVID, a lot of the schools, because kids couldn't physically go to the school, they do Zoom classes, don't they? They could potentially do that, can't they? Betty says I keep a snack by my bed for that exact reason. Usually have peanut butter and half PMB sandwich. I have no idea what it is. I'm guessing. Is it peanut butter and bacon? Is it bacon? Peanut butter and bacon sandwich. Or pineapple. Pineapple and bacon. It's PMB. Or is it my imagination just goes wild. Oh dear. Sarah says type 2 can usually be managed with diet and exercise and often medication. Type 1 has to have insulin shots. Okay, that's the one. So that's the one that husband has. It's hard work, isn't it? Every single meal. Oh, you know, you have to take a shot. That's got to be. Where am I exactly? I'm here. Over here. Down here. 1, 2, 3. 3. 2. I mean, it's bad enough for me to try to figure out where I am normally, but with such pale stitches, it's doubly hard. Okay, I am there. Kristen says my wife is about to have surgery, so I'm going to be going on liquid diet with her out of support. Right. Because normally they have to fast, so she can still eat, but just liquid diet. That's very nice of you. I think it's quite hard if one person is fasting and you're there eating like, full on three course meal. That wouldn't be very nice. We have 4 more stitches here. Oh dear. Laura says, I've got almost 2 feet of snow. I don't think the bunnies work for me. Oh dear. Even bunnies have their limit, Oh, right, peanut butter. My imagination just run wild. No pineapples, no pineapples. So type 2, sometimes you need shots as well, but type 2 can be reversed at least. Whereas type 1 doesn't sound like it could be. One more. Can you see anything at all? No. Lovely. Hello, busy mom. Busy mom is cooking dinner. Let's have a look. I think this is going well. Very subtle, but so far so good. And to take a break from the air stitching, I'm going to do a little bit of some pink stitches over here. so I can take a break. 224, 224, 224. And see you later, Christy. Not Christy, Kristen. Kristen. I get confused. Sorry, Kristen. And safe journey. I mean, normally this pink would be somewhere in the, not quite air stitching, but I would consider this pink to be quite pale. But in comparison to what I've just done on the right, this pink is pretty strong. So it's all relative. Look. Lynn says, Yogi, my ex was eating big bar of chocolate near Christmas. I was when I was slimming. He said you will like some. You will like some. I said no. I'll be a Christmas cracker. You can be the Christmas pudding. Oh dear, fond memories, Lynn. Is that why he's an ex now? Yes. It's a little bit like if someone's trying to quit something. For instance, on a diet is a very good example. And the other person is kind of just eating big bowls of pasta or something that you really, really love normally. And not a care in the world. And it's quite tricky as well if someone's trying to, detox from drinking for a little while, and the other person just goes on as usual. That happens a lot, I think. Rachel Morton says, my chocolate's on the way. I had to order more. Oh, yes. Always make sure you have a healthy supply of chocolate. Busy Mom says, Yogi, I'm going to be stitching this pattern tomorrow, but I'm not near a cake. I'm in a wallpaper. I know what it's like, Busy Mom. You probably need a strategy if you want to get to the cakes. a little bit sooner. Because with this piece, I actually stitch pretty much in order. You know, I stitch from the upper left like a good girl. And that's why it's taken me so long to get to the cakes. But now you can tell if I zoom out a little bit. In order to get to the cake, I had to do a little bit of cheating, you know, because up to this point I was doing solidly short distance, sort of cross country. But in order to get to the cake, you know, get to the juicy bits, I had to skip a nice little area here and just jump straight through, which is not the same way that I've been stitching for this piece up to this point. So yes, drastic measure is required if you want to get to the delicious cakes. And I'm very happy. It's really, really delicious. You know, stitching this piece is like eating cakes, literally. It's very yummy. Look at this. The colors are just so pretty. Hello, good morning, Bex. Bex says, good morning. I logged on and straight away heard you say you had to do a little bit of cheating. I know. I do cheat. Do not tell anybody, okay? You know, if I want to get to a certain part of the pattern, I make excuses, you know? I try to make it sound like I had some sort of strategy, grand plan to it. But ultimately, I'm just trying to cheat so I can get to the part I really, really want to stitch. Do not tell anybody, okay? It's between you and me. I know it's looking so delicious. And particularly now, I finally did a little bit of air stitching here. I think it does make a difference, you know, even though the colors are so light. But now it looks more like a cake, particularly the green one. Busy Mom says, Yogi, did you see the new pattern from Kim Jacobs? The hate drop today. Yes, we had a little look earlier on together. And it's gorgeous, isn't it? Busy Mom. What should we do? Seriously. I don't know. You know, Kim's design is so beautiful, but quite challenging to stitch. You know, that's what I learned from the quoting room. But it's very tempting, very tempting. But I think this version is regular colors. I don't know, maybe regular colors is better. What do you think, Busy Mom? I'm generally a max color girl, but considering how challenging Kim Jacobs' pattern has been, maybe, just maybe, regular colors might be easier to stitch. And what do you think about that frame on, you know, the border on the outside? Nikki say no max for me. Nikki, are you still stitching the studio? I think that's what it's called, isn't it? The Kim Jacob piece. You did a beautiful job with that one. Have you done more to it? It's really pretty. Let me do one more here. Busy Mom says it's very tempting, but they're very challenging. Maybe regular. Yes, I'm just thinking. The quoting room piece, other than I think the color changes probably just made the light colors even more challenging to stitch. Maybe regular. Probably much nicer. Who knows? Busy Mom says the board, referring to the border. She says, I don't understand the purpose of it, but I feel I need to stitch it. I'm kind of a little bit like that, even though now I'm kind of starting to question it because it's really thick border, isn't it? Because some pieces, she's got just a very thin border, which I don't mind. But this one is really, really thick. And I do question, why do you need a thick border like that, like a frame? Maybe that's the purpose. So you have a stitched frame. Nikki says it's on my next rotation. Next on my rotation, I have no issues with it. I like the quoting room. Nikki, are you still working on the quoting room? And you've got I can't remember the proper name of the piece, the studio one. The one's got paintings on the wall. The girl with the pearl necklace. And also, fabric count would be something to look into as well. I suppose, I don't know, 28 or 25. What shall I do next? Maybe come down here and do some little bit of a red cake. And I've got the blue flowers on the right side as well. Okay, 3712. 3712. It's a lovely pink salmony pink color. And I really need to get the Kim Jacobs pieces out and give them some love. I haven't done dry flowers for a little while as well. Okay, just 2 stitches. I could take it to the left here and continue with this color. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. And come to think of it, I haven't been doing much of the 10 stitches, my 10 stitch projects, because that's dry flowers. What else? Oh yes, the chocolate shop. The chocolate shop. Where am I? 1, 2. And the kitchen, yes, the old kitchen piece as well. Yes, Laura. Yes, very good, Laura. Low kitchen. It's weird because in the beginning of last year, I was just going through a phase that I was really fed up with 1/1 on 25 counts. So I just wanted to do different things. And I was so into 10 stitches. And for a little while, that's the only thing I wanted to do. And then I fell in love with full cross again. And yes, I like to go back and do some 10 stitches very soon. Where should I go? Here. Let me just come in a little bit more. And the thing is, with cherry marchetti, The newer pieces, I have to be honest, they look so different from the Chiramachetti pieces I've got. I'm kind of not drawn to them. You know, the most recent one has got the one with the dog, I think. It's interesting, but it's not something that I would like to stitch. Beg says, I'm doing Once Upon a Fairy Tale in full cross. I wish now I did it in tent. Why is that? What makes you think that? Laura says, I love watching the kitchen one. Yes, it's a beautiful piece, isn't it? I kind of just got stuck at one point. Sometimes with the piece that you're working on, you kind of just get to a sticky point. And then for some reason, it kind of prevents you from wanting to go back and work on it. Maybe it's a 10 stitch in general. I'm kind of starting to miss it, you know, because I've been doing so much sort of full cross pieces. It is a beautiful piece. I know, Bex. It's taking so long, and I have so many to do, and not enough time. But Bex, are you? If you had to compare full crosses and tent, do you have preferences? Because you know, tent stitching it might be faster, but ultimately you have to enjoy the stitching experience. Because it's a very large piece that you're doing there. I remember my last Vicar Rouge piece, you know, 1.0 with the Colin Thompson piece. And I was working on that piece so much, and I think similar thing happened. I just got to a point like I kind of lost motivation a little bit. So I was trying to just, you know, try to find a different way of working with it. So before I discover the glitch of my chart, I was actually switching from full cross. You know, for over 2.5 years, I was working full cross on that piece. I decided to switch to tent on the same piece. And to be honest, on 25 counts, you couldn't tell. You couldn't tell. In terms of coverage, I would argue 10 stitches actually come out looking slightly fuller than full cross on 25 counts. But it was risky. It was a risky move. But I was kind of just a little bit stuck with that piece. And it can happen because these pieces are so large. Okay, let me see if I can do 3 more stitches. Nice. Right. Maybe I'm going to do some blue stitches. The flowers here. It's looking very inviting. Here we go. Um, 825, A25. So I'm gonna do blue ones for a change. I think for me, I don't really think about completing pieces necessarily because it's just, such a long time away. And I can't even, get my head around. But I do, normally if I'm struggling, it's not because I think the pieces are going too slowly. It's more about the experience of stitching. Sometimes you're just not feeling very inspired, either because of the area that you're stitching, you're not very drawn to, or just, I don't know, just kind of maybe the stitching method that you're bored of. I don't know. So for me, being slow or not being fast enough is not really a problem. I've got Dolly's hair on my fabric. Oh, this is very pretty. Which Morton says if I lose my stitchy bug, it's usually due to some type of extremely stressful event happening at the moment, and I have to just work my way through it, and the stitchy bug comes back. Are you referring to things that's outside of stitching? So maybe live things that's stressing you out. That's interesting, really interesting, because normally if my life is kind of getting slightly overwhelming, stitching actually helps me to kind of just, find peace. Because when I'm stitching, I'm not really thinking about those things. And I think changing stitching methods, for me, is very helpful. It just, a lot of times if you change your stitching method, if it feels like a new project. Not always, but it helps. 1, 2. I love this blue. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Bex is feeling the same. But do you not find that sometimes when you're stressed, the fact that you're able to sit down and do some stitching, just kind of clear your head, is very sort of quite helpful. Oh dear, I just missed one stitch. Never mind. 825. And 826. Janine says agree. Changing stitching method, changing projects, starting new charts. Yes, that's a good one. And just mark the hobby lots of instead of chore. Yes. And there's another one. Yeah, changing projects is probably covers that, but not just changing another piece, but doing something like side quest. Janine, like just stitching different types of cross stitching or even embroidery, just different things. Or maybe do some knitting, knit some socks. It's very helpful. It's kind of just reset whatever it is that's kind of you're bored of. Oh, hang on. This bit looks a little bit iffy. Why does it look like that? 1, 2. Okay, so this bit looks slightly suspicious. The pegs at the wrong window situation. Well, you know, at least it's not something embarrassing. It's something really personal. Can happen though. One, two, three. Oh, Susan, I think I'm okay for frogging. No, I think it was just 3 stitches that I didn't mark last time. And that's it. Susan, put that thing away. Susan couldn't wait. It just flashed the frogs. Michelle Fuller says, I like to make smaller projects that I can actually finish. I feel accomplished, and it keeps me going for the projects that takes multiple years. Yes, indeed. Absolutely. Just give it kind of a healthy mix of different things. And that's, you know, I think that's why I'm really enjoying the black work project, because I do have other pieces like samplers and stuff, but ultimately they're all cross stitching. So black work is a little bit different. Oh, this part is really delicious. The blue flowers. Relaxing frogging. Susan, there's no such a thing. It's never relaxing when you're frogging. You just couldn't wait for it to finish. One, two. Janine says, if I had to frog 2,000 stitches, I would start over. Stop it, Janine. Because I actually looked into the number of stitches I have done with the second start. I think Janine is, you know, very subtly referring to my Gecko Rouge situation. And so I did look, I did have a sort of look at the number of stitches I've done versus the number of stitches I have to frog. And, you know, because it did cross my mind, because I was thinking, if it's, you know, will it be better if I just restart, you know, have a third start? But then I looked at the number of stitches I have done, which it's vastly. I can't remember how many. I can have a quick look. It's a lot more than 2,000. So let me just have a quick look. So the full number of stitches I've done with Gecko Rouge is, okay, you have to minus 2,000, okay, but the full amount of stitches I've done is 88,000, sorry, 8,800-ish. So minus 2, we're talking about over 6,000 stitches that I've done. So I don't know. Would you restart, Ginny? If you done 8,000 and you have to stitch, you have to undo. I love the term undoing. You have to frog for, you know, where am I? Hello. You have to frog 2,000. Would you just restart? Crossed my mind though, because when I realized how challenging it is to frog 28 counts, I did think, whoa, do I really want to do this? Would it be easier if I just restart? And then I go, well, maybe not. It's part of the journey, isn't it? Let me see if I can, eventually get that resolved. But I see the pattern emerging, Ginny, when when I was doing black work, Janine was like, are you going to throw that piece into the trash bin? That was you, I remember. And, and now with the Gecko Rouge situation, Janine's like, well, maybe you should just restart. I know what you're doing there, okay? You're trying to break Yogi, but Yogi is not breakable. All right, Janine? Your attempt is futile. I know what you're doing there. Cassie, that's not very encouraging. Cassie said I put in the attic like I did 20 years ago with Maggie. But it's out again. It's out again. Beg says, quick question regarding Saga. With the sprints, when you delete them, do they record somewhere? Do they record somewhere or they're deleted? So it's really important, okay? When you go to Saga, let me just show you, because I made mistakes before. So I want to explain that. So when you go to your stats, right? So there are two tabs. One is calendar on the left. So the calendar records your stitches no matter what. A sprint is a session that you choose to start at whatever point. So it would count, from the moment you create the sprint up to the point that you end it. But it's kind of a separate counter. But the calendar part of it, do not touch it. Do not ever try to delete it, because what happens is these are not just a log of stitches. If you stitch and if you delete any one of them, so these are kind of how do I put it? They're recorded based on dates. So calendar days. If you ever delete any of them, those stitches disappear from your chart. So these are not just numbers they log, they're attached to the actual stitches. So I have made mistakes in the past because I thought, well, I just want to start fresh, you know, with a counter, with a calendar. And I deleted the calendar numbers, and all my stitches, all the stitches I marked disappeared. So these are two different things. So calendar stitches, just let it happen. Don't touch it. And with the sprint, you can do whatever you want. You can have multiple sprints. You can leave all the sprints as a log, which I don't. And you can delete them as well. It doesn't affect anything. It's basically just kind of a timer, like a counter for a specific section, sort of time frame that you want to record the stitches. So hopefully that makes sense. So try not to delete anything under the calendar. Susan says, I have had frog before now. Otherwise, frogging becomes mental block for me. And also, to be honest, I wouldn't have minded maybe frogging 14 counts because it's relatively easy to do. But 28 is challenging. 28 is challenging. I tried to undo maybe 10 stitches. It took me a little while to do. Cassie says, I can't remember which one is messed up. Is that the one you started twice before? Yes, it's the Colin Thompson, the Gecko Rouge piece I've got. So the first start, I stitched for over 2.5 years, and I can't remember the percentage of the completion. It's quite a large piece. And then the second start, I started sometime the end of last year. Ginny says, I'll never try to break Yogi. I do not believe you. Yes, Ginny's trying to break Yogi. But Yogi is not breakable, okay? It's a little bit like, I don't know what is not breakable. Marble. Can you break marble? Rachel Morton says, I have a piece that's going to be, require about 1,000 stitches to frog. And I already have a tear in the fabric in another location. Oh, because due to frogging. And she says the stitches are full coverage, surrounded by other stitches. Yeah, so you have to be very mindful, particularly if you're using a power tool, right? Because it's quite sharp, and sometimes you just get a little bit too keen, then you can pierce the fabric. Lynn says, Yogi, I have a white and blue top on, and I just got up. My front is you've got mustard on your shirt, is on your t-shirt. It's mustard from Maggie Ada, and I have to wash it. Oh, did you get the Ada dirty? Lynn? But it's great to watch that Ada anyway. It's really, really hard, isn't it? It's really, really stiff. Nikki, exactly. Unbreakable. Is it a song? Is there a song called Unbreakable? That should be my theme song. You know, Yogi is not breakable. You can try, but it's not gonna work. I'll bounce back like a like what? I don't know. A beach ball. I'll keep bouncing back to triumph. I don't know. I think it's part of the journey because I could, I could just restart. That option is there if I'm willing to give up the remaining 6,000 stitches. But the thing is, I'll miss a very, very important lesson. Maybe I'm going to learn something through frogging this piece bit by bit. Like we were talking about the other day, maybe someone somewhere is going to invent a lawnmower that is going to clear away. Nikki, we had a fantastic idea. We think someone really clever, not me, should invent something, like a lawnmower type thing that you can just run over the stitches you need to frog and they just come off. I think everybody here will buy one. Do you not think, Nikki? I think you will buy one as well. If frogging is really easy to do, particularly when it's a huge amount. And so it's a little machine, you can just run over the surfaces of the fabric without damaging the fabric. And 2,000 stitches will just come off in 10 minutes. Oh, I buy it. I definitely buy that machine. Michelle says, Yogi, you're a diamond. That reminds me, guys, I know that there are quite a few gamers in the chat. Has anybody played, what is it called? Oh my, the name kind of escaped me. The one that's the stills game. Oh dear, my brain is fried. The one with Kojima, the Kojima game. Something metal. Metal Gear Solid. Yes. Have you guys played Metal Gear Solid? I play Metal Gear Solid 5 during COVID. Normally, it's not the kind of game I play. And I remember the story was so gripping. I mean, Kojima is just, it's cinema. The story is just so heartbreaking. And I remember there was one line when one of the characters died. And not just one, there's a whole group of them. They died because, due to certain viruses. And I remember the main character, the boss, and he was doing this kind of funeral. At a funeral, he goes, "You're diamonds, you're diamonds." And that was so moving. So Michelle's comments actually reminded me that scene. That was so beautiful. Oh, Janine says, I love Metal Gear Solid. I'm good at hiding. Me too, Janine. I'm terrible when it comes to combat. but I can hide. I can sneak on people. That's the kind of player I am. So, I haven't really played the other ones, but so my only experience of Metal Gear Solid is 5, and it's a masterpiece. And the story is so moving as well, because a lot of games is fun to play, but you don't really care about the characters. They're just there to justify the gameplay. But Metal Gear Solid is so moving. So Janine, you probably remember that scene when a whole bunch of his teammates, they die because of the outbreak of the viruses, and he put their ashes into some sort of, I can't remember what it was, and he goes, "Your diamonds, your diamonds." Nikki says you can use a tiny electric razor. I think someone suggested that. In fact, I got that inspiration from a lady on YouTube, and she literally did that. I think it's some sort of facial hair remover or something, and she was doing that. But it looks slightly fiddly, and but I think we just need a dedicated machine for that purpose, because every stitcher at some point is going to come across frogging. You might be frogging 2 or 3 stitches, you might be frogging 2 or 3,000 at a time, and we need a proper machine to do that. And I'm surprised no one has invented something like that already. Fuzz remover, what's that? Michelle says we have a tool like that for quilting. It looks like a hair trimmer. Really? What does that look like? Would that work for cross stitching? Hair trimmer. So that's very similar to what that lady was trying to do, but she was literally using the facial hair remover, I ask you, for ladies. But even with that, it took a little while for her to just remove a few stitches. We just need a more powerful version. But it has, well, it will have to be powerful, but not, not so powerful that it damages the fabric, right? So 1, 2, 3. Janine says they released the series on Switch. I wanted to get it. Right. I think I played Metal Gear Solid 5 on PlayStation 5. Or maybe 4 at that time. I had no idea I was going to get into that game because it looks so intimidating. And but I just ended up loving it. So I bet Janine probably loves Assassin's Creed as well. That's very pretty. Oh, Dominique. Dominique says love Assassin's Creed. Which one's the best for you? I I never played those linear ones before. I've only discovered it since the open world version came out. I think it was the Egyptian one. That one was my first Assassin's Creed experience. And I tried to play because I had Game Pass on Xbox for a little bit. So I actually had access to the older ones. And I tried to play them. It just didn't really, I didn't like it very much. It just felt too linear. I like open world. Okay then. Let me pick the next one. I think I'm gonna have another strand of A26 because there are quite a few stitches of A26. And this might be my last color because I'm just looking at the time, 17 past midnight. Time flies. Shadows. Which one's shadows? Oh, the most recent one. The Japanese one. Dominique, I love Last of Us. I love Last of Us. Again, during COVID, okay? Me and my partner, we defeated quite a few zombies. But Last of Us, I play the first one. I had maybe 3 attempts. The first attempt, I was totally useless with Last of Us 1. It was so hard for me because I never played games like that. I played turn-based, RPG games up to that point. So I was useless. And I'm glad I didn't give up. I went back and tried again and started to learn how to, play stealth, and fight zombie at the same time. So, yes. And I played 2 as well. It's like playing movies. Metal Gear and also Last of Us. They're feature films. Origin, that's right, the Egyptian one. And so big. I finished the story of that one, but there's so many locations I probably have not visited. It's so huge. Janine says I'm replaying the Egyptian one now, but the gameplay has taken a back seat to stitching, I must say. Same here. I have not really played much, not meaningfully, since COVID. The only game I really spent a little bit more time playing since COVID was, which one was that? Tears of the Kingdom, the Zelda game. I think Dominic, if you play Last of Us, I think Metal Gear Solid, you definitely love it. You definitely love it. Definitely try 5. I think it's well, it's the only one I ever played, but I think it's probably the best one. And it's the final one that's directed by Kojima. Genian says if a story doesn't have if a game doesn't have a story, I don't like it. It depends. I also like games like Minecraft. You know, it doesn't really have a story. And also there's another game called Core Keeper. It's kind of a it's kind of a version of Minecraft, similar to Minecraft, but it's kind of retro game kind of style, and it doesn't have story. It's a sandbox. Am I? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this bit is a little bit iffy, very iffy indeed. In fact, let me have a look. Well, you know, I thought we've come this far with this session without the spot of reverse stitching. I'm gonna just quickly show you how I normally do it. Okay, you just reverse it. Okay, it's very simple. Why does it look like that? I don't know what's happening here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's fine. And that one, okay. Ah, interesting. So Janine is not into sandbox game. Yes, Stardew Valley's got stories, even though you're kind of quite free to play in a way that of your choice. But yes, I think Stardew Valley is kind of somewhere in between. It's got that slightly sandbox feel to it, but it's not. It's got proper stories, and you have to clear certain things in order to move. You know, to gain more access to other places. Whereas Minecraft, you can go wherever you want. Rachel says, I find Minecraft during COVID, it was my safe place. I still play. Yes, Minecraft is one of the, you know, I kind of see Minecraft as the grown-ups or more advanced Lego. It's kind of a Lego game, but you can do a lot more. Ah, Captain Squirrel says, I don't game much anymore, but if they ever bring out a new Fallout, I'll go back. I think they're making one. I don't know when it's coming out. The speed of Bethesda, but I think they're making one. I just don't know when or ever it's gonna come out. Yes, I like Fallout as well. I didn't clear the game, but I went pretty far with it. Rochelle says, I love making my own story. I'm an architect, so building was great for me. Amazing. So what mode are you playing in? Because you can potentially just go into creative and just do whatever you want. But I actually play on hard mode because the more I play it, the more I need to challenge myself. So I think in the very beginning, I was playing creative for a little bit because it was too scary. And then gradually, I kind of figured out how things work. Janine says, I like to be told where to go. Within reason. I don't like those waymarks to say go there or question marks everywhere. So normally if I play those games, I just turn everything off so I don't see anything. No icons, no menu buttons. Okay then, I'm gonna do my last stitch here. So this is my final color here. So one more stitch of this blue flowers. Very nice. A26, A26. Lovely. Let's have a look. So this is what I've got today. Let me zoom in a little bit. Just appreciate all the colors. So today I'm kind of focusing on the green cake a little bit more and start to fill in some lighter stitches I've been trying to escape in the last few sessions. But, eventually you have to face up to the reality. If there's air stitching, so be it. But I came up with a cunning strategy because if I just do air stitching, it just looks too kind of aimless and quite intimidating. So I decided to go around outline. So, I have clearer definition on what I'm dealing with. So I think it helped me a lot visually. So that's really helpful. And then I moved over to do a little bit of this whole bunch of kind of blue flowers on the right side there. I think they're flowers. And I really enjoy it. There's just so many beautiful colors. And of course, we have to have a look, okay? We have to have a look at the app here because at the end of every session, I'm going to share with you my stitch count, okay? This is the best bit, or one of the best bit, other than my beautiful slow stitching, okay? Guys, are you ready? So this is where I am. So you can see that currently I'm on the not quite the middle yet, somewhere in the middle on the left side there. Okay, so nice and slow but steady. And I'm going to count to 3, 2, and 1. Oh, my app is not moving. Hang on. Let me refresh it. This is important, okay? Let me have a look. Okay. I think, I've done so well tonight that even my app is scared. So it's decided to not. Hang on. Where has it gone? Here. Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay. I am going to show you my stitch count. Let's see if it's moving. Is it moving? Is it not moving? Okay. It's, oh, there you go. There it is. Okay, I am going to show you the stitch count right now. There you go. I don't know when the app view is going to refresh, but I can announce it to you. The grand total of the stitches I've done today is 331. Yay! Amazing, amazing. Well done, Yogi. So, Janine, this one is not going to fireplace, okay? Definitely not. Definitely not. So, I'm very pleased. 300. So that's 3 blocks, guys. 300 is like 3 blocks. And I've done that. And the percentage today at this point is 15.35. Very, very pleased, guys. And so thank you guys for joining me today for this Monday Monday stitching. And I hope you enjoy your stitching as well and the chat. And of course, we're coming back and meet again tomorrow and with another project. Okay, so until then, from the sleepy London town is 12:30, past midnight, and Yogi is going to sign out. And I wish you a beautiful day and night ahead. And until tomorrow, be good and be stitching. Nighty-night. Bye-bye. Not very slow anymore. I know. Very dangerous, very dangerous. See you tomorrow.